The Eternaut, created by Hector Herman Osterheld with artwork by Francisco Solano Lopes, is a classic sci-fi comic that got global projections thanks to Netflix adaptation. It is unique in the sense of its story taking place in Argentina, where the comic is highly influent and popular, becoming a symbol of the force of the people against tyranny. And it makes sense. After all, Osterheld said this about the Eternaut. The true hero of the Eternaut is a collective hero, a human group. It thus reflects, though without previous intent, my intimate belief. The only valid hero is the hero in group, never the individual hero, the lone hero. The story begins with the protagonist, Juan Pablo, playing cards with his friends inside his house in the last night of their normal lives. They hear loud noises from outside, followed by a blackout. They rush towards a window only to see cars crashed, dead bodies, and the mysterious snow that started to fall. The Eternaut was influenced by the fear of the atomic war during the Cold War, and this is reflected on the characters who, fearing that the deadly snow could be radioactive, practically sealed the house. But it's important to mention that Juan and the other characters, his friends, his wife, his daughter, they are just common people that suddenly saw themselves worrying about things they would never think about. Juan says, "We were like Robinson Crusoe that, instead of being stuck at an island, we were adrift inside the house. It was not the ocean that surrounded us, but death." Death kept falling from the sky in the form of shining snowflakes. That hellish snow form that in one swift move extinguished almost all life of the city. Luckily for us, the matter of survival was urgent, otherwise, I think we would go insane because of the simultaneous loss of so many friends and relatives of the whole world in which we grew up. And parallels with Robinson Crusoe don't stop there. The characters gather tools in the house to ensure survival, and thanks to another character, Favali, Juan's friend and neighbor, who's an engineer, they put an old radio to work. But what they listen to is dreadful news that this deadly snow spread all over the world. So they take their survival into their own hands. They craft a protective cloth with what they had at their disposal, and Juan wears it to go out and search for supplies and survivors. That's when we see the iconic Eternaut in full gear. But as brave and courageous as Juan is, he is still just a common man, a fragile cloth being the only thing separating him from death. A mere rip and he is gone. As he explores the neighborhood, the feelings of isolation, anxiety, and even hopelessness progressively increase. And only when Juan sees himself alone, surrounded by death, is that he realizes a Hobbesian perspective of his circumstances. There might not be a sense of community among the survivors anymore, but competition for resources. Now, I won't go further into the plot here because a huge part of the fun is to discover what's going on along Juan Salvo as he faces new, bizarre, unexpected, increasingly dangerous situations that eventually reaches epic proportions. I'd rather talk about the artwork a little bit instead. The art style feels nostalgic. Some frames are more detailed, some are less so, but the comic is consistently beautiful and immersive. Some frames are surprisingly elaborated too. Francisco Solano Lopes did a great job using the black and white style to convey emotions greatly by the characters' facial expressions, from the more dramatic ones to others more subtle. Some representations used are naturally outdated though, but I don't think it hurts the comic's atmosphere by any means. Other elements are extremely effective and impactful, such as the dead bodies covered by snow spread all over the town. Overall, the Eternaut is an awesome sci-fi that remains relevant today and feels refreshing because it features the unique setting of Argentina while bringing up timeless themes of union and the force of the collective. It may suffer from characters being stereotypical and elements being outdated, but the constant tension, suspense, unexpected plot, unique setting, as it is set in Argentina, and the timeless themes make it a great work worth your time.